Don't do that. Where is in the jungle? Wait, that's from Lion King. Lion Sleeps Tonight? What's it called? Lion King soundtrack. I've got it. Oh. Here we go. We are one more way. We are one more. That was. I actually hit that note quite well. Did you hear that? It's the season's finale. Can you tell? We've plucked all these plants from outside. Is that illegal? We have sourced all these plants and put them all here for the season's finale. It is episode 10. Yes, the season's finale. And my eye makeup is still fucked. I get it. I'm sorry. Season 2, I'll do better. I don't want to hear about it. We get it, okay? I look like an idiot. You're welcome, thank you. The final episode of series 1 of Jyoty'S Tips and Tricks. Today's episode is one that a lot of you sort of have asked me about. And actually, you've asked me about this from the start, but I never really thought that I was in the right position to talk about this subject. It's all about numbers. But I thought I'd close the series with this one because for some reason, it actually never matters what we talk about. The conversation always comes back to the numbers. I will start off with saying when the numbers do matter. When you're doing partnerships online with brands, so a sponsored post or an ad post, brands do want to know what the statistics are. So just be prepared to show these afterwards. Also be aware that if you're not getting asked to work with these brands for these type of collaborations, that could have something to do with your amount of following. But that's okay, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have anything to say about your quality of work. It just means they're selling a product, and that is the final aim of what they're doing. So don't take that to heart. Please don't let it discourage you. Also, don't think that just because you have a lower amount of followers than somebody else who does exactly what you do, that you're not eligible for this kind of work. I will say that quite a few organizations and brands and companies are now focusing on more targeted influencers, or even micro influencers, as you might call them, who might not have high numbers, but they have high engagement. And if you remember in last episode, episode 9, we did talk about engagement being the cheapest, but also the strongest marketing tool. So if you have 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers and not 50,000, but every time you post, your followers are really engaging with you and commenting and sharing and excited about what you're doing, that could be a really good incentive to work with you, because especially if you have a really specific audience. I didn't get a lot of, or any actually, sponsored work or advertising work on social media, even though I hit like the past 10K mark, because my audience was very scattered almost. It wasn't just women, or specifically South Asian women. It wasn't just music heads. It was a little bit of everything. And for a lot of brands, that is not really strong or significant enough. So numbers in that case aren't always everything, even when it comes to brand collaborations. The main question throughout this series has been, how can I grow my following on social media? I've always said, I have no clue, because I've never really figured that out, and I've never really managed to grow my social media following in a quick amount of time, or in a way that I knew was a result of something that I'd done. I had spike moments though. One was when I did my first boiler room. I all of a sudden had a few thousand followers. I still didn't hit that 10K mark, but after that, I saw it growing very consistently. Recently though, a little video of me went viral. Not even on an app that I was part of, on TikTok. It spiked my following on all platforms, including Twitter, which is also an app I don't use that much. Let me tell you right now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything for the type of work that I do. Yes, numbers and high social media followers can look good, but that's more in the eye of the beholder. Some people strictly go off of numbers. A lot of other people don't. Having these new followers on Instagram and Twitter doesn't mean that all of a sudden those 10, 15, or 20,000 more followers are also going to tune into my radio show, or they're going to watch my episodes of You Can Sit With Us, or they're going to tune into my Twitch. It just means that they found me doing something on a certain platform, and that's what they want to keep engaging with. Don't let that distract you. Don't think that a social media number is a reflection of the work that you're doing. Social media numbers can go up through a cosign, again, going viral, a shout out by someone, even having your picture liked by a celebrity or someone who is very big on social media, and that algorithm making people see it. I often run into people, and when I tell them what I do and what I've done, they assume that, my radio show is kind of new, or it's very local and small and niche. And they often also assume that I DJ in London and not anywhere else. I had 5,000, 6,000 followers on Instagram when I had Cardi B on the show, Ari Lennox, Brent Faiyaz, Masego. I was DJing in the States, I was DJing in Asia, I had done all of that. My social media numbers didn't affect people who looked at the work and thought that was good enough to collaborate with. So let that be a really good lesson for you. You can waste a lot of energy trying to get your social media numbers to go up instead of focusing on your actual track record and your CV. Yes, it's true that sometimes you're gonna run across people who only focus on the numbers and they wouldn't wanna work with you. Ask yourself the question, do you want to work with those kind of people, or are you happy to just keep it moving and find the right person for the right collaboration? A lot of the people that I'm a really big fan of and I've used as role models, for example, Josie Rebel, who doesn't even have an Instagram. I think she only has a Twitter that she barely uses. She's DJ'd all over the world. She makes good money. She is a very highly respected DJ and a broadcaster. And whatever number she had in her social media platforms never affected her work. What mattered was how committed and loyal her tribe, her followers, the people who bought tickets to her raves, and people who played her mixes and asked her to be on their show. That is what mattered in the eyes of people that have given her opportunities. So let that be a lesson for you, and something that I want to leave this series on because you asked about it the most. I can't tell you how to grow these numbers, but what I can tell you is that you shouldn't be upset or let it distract you from what you should be really focusing on. And that's what makes you happy, what makes you grow, and what makes you better. And everything else, if the universe works its magic and does what it's supposed to do, should follow after that. I hope you've enjoyed this series, you've enjoyed the plants, you've enjoyed all the makeup looks we've done, all the backgrounds, all the hairstyles, all the clothing. Aisha, thank you so much for 10 episodes. Woo. Yeah, okay, that's all we're gonna get. And hopefully we'll see you for series 2. And if you have any ideas of what you wanna see, let me know. If you found this helpful, make sure you share it, you like, you do all that good stuff. I'm on Instagram, JYOTY, YouTube, Jyoty'S, and hopefully we'll be back with you soon for series 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Thank you as well for using your jungle.
Bye.
Bye.